Well, everyone, we've been quite busy here at Radio Entrepreneurs. We're trying to stream more stories than ever before about the new economy and how people are dealing with things. And every week we like to speak with our friend, our reporter, our thought leader, Mark Z from Mark Z Legal Staffing. It's another Mark Z moment. Hi, Mark.
Hey, Jeff, great to be here. Great to be in the moment with you, so to speak.
Well, what's the jewel of the week, Mark?
Well, continuing our series about planning to come back, one workforce that we haven't talked about are support staff for law firms and companies, particularly with law firms, because companies have always been a little bit ahead of it in terms of utilizing support staff where they have increased technology, where they handle multiple roles. But in law firms, the traditional legal secretary, which law firms have used less and less over the years and have now gone down to say pods or 1 in 6s in supporting a group of attorneys, where that happened in the last recession. This recession, a lot of law firms, especially when they went remote with their attorney groups and executives, they started revisiting what's left of the support staff teams and made some decisions to lay people off because some of the support staff, and particularly legal secretaries who have been there a long time, some as many as 40 years, are making deep in the six figures now. And between their
Like
benefits,
lawyers.
between their bases, they're making right. They're making
I
some
didn't
are making as
I,
much
I
as
didn't
lawyers
mean
are right, but
financially, but some of them
depending on the
are
firm.
probably as competent as some lawyers.
Right, right, that's true too. But that's the legal secretary that has the blended role. The big law firms have segmented the role for paralegal, and paralegals can bill out their time, and legal secretaries who literally just did the typing. Excuse me. And so what happens is these legal secretaries who are now working remotely or not with the attorneys on a regular basis um, have limited skills, don't really know technology because they were doing limited typing, limited systems work, and so a lot of them were laid off. And so as firms reevaluate, are they bringing people back? And as legal secretaries evaluate coming back, there are important notes that have to be made here in terms of what firms and individuals should be doing. In terms of the firms and the companies, but again, mostly law firms really have utilized the legal secretary services. What value does this person have now? Do they still have value? So, for example, some older partners who bring in a lot of business still, who don't understand technology, um, a lot of the talented legal secretaries could still be a bridge for them if they've kept up with their technology. The legal secretaries, the legal assistants, they can be the bridge to the senior partner to help not only with the clients, coordinate meetings, get involved in um, PowerPoint presentations for meetings, get involved in still in the document typing. But there are other legal secretaries and legal assistants that may no longer have a role. At the same time, for legal assistants, it's not enough to just be the bridge anymore, to just type the documents. And many of them didn't embrace technology when they had opportunities to do so. The legal assistants that have, they're now reinventing themselves. Some legal assistants have become paralegals or embracing more responsibility. Some legal assistants have looked into um, learning more technology over COVID. During their furlough, they've taken more courses, they've improved their systems knowledge. That's what's going to work. So they become valuable to the firms. But the other thing that legal assistants need to do is be more open-minded on compensation. As firms are evaluating legal assistants to bring back, what's their cost? If the legal assistant that was laid off that wants to come back in a role, you've got to be more open to say it's not you're not taking a cut anymore. You're making zero. You're now looking at, what is my worth? Is it worth it to come in? Maybe I was making 90 before, maybe come in at 70, but at least I have benefits. At least I'm on the inside looking out. And if I could take on more responsibility and I could take on more roles, maybe then my income can increase in other respects. So it's being realistic, because that's what the firm's going to do. What is our hard cost? Because I can't really bill out this person now. And what do I have to pay? And for people who are not necessarily going back to those same law firms, you again have to be realistic. What you can receive for your skill set now.
Interesting, Mark. Well, you keep showing us that the economy is going to continue to change, and I think the face of law firms are changing as well. It's an important time for law firms. I know that my work with law firms, I'm seeing a lot of change going on as well. And I'm glad that you can keep us on top of these things, our Mark Z moment, as we call it. If someone's looking for you, Mark, please tell us how to find you.
First of all, Google Marc Z, M-A-R-C and the letter Z, and we'll come right up. Or marczlegal.com, MARCZLEGAL.com, or 617-338-1300.
And nobody is more responsive on the phone than Mark Z.
Thank you.
That's good. And we're lucky that we have Mark Z. This is another Mark Z moment. Stay tuned. Next week, we'll have another one. Remind everyone, this is Radio Entrepreneurs.